Yeah, it's all about helping each other. Mental health for Black, Indigenous, people of color. It's time to normalize therapy. Feeling like you drowning? You need SG, mental health counseling, unhealthy family relations.
Hello, I am Marissa Beatty Collier, CEO of SG Mental Health Counseling, and welcome to our channel. So today we have our guest, Mr. Theo, and he is the husband of the young lady who spoke in an earlier episode. So we wanted to get the husband's point of view about dating for potential versus dating what you deserve. Mr. Theo, can you tell us a little bit about how long you've been married and a little bit of background?
Well, I've been married over 28 years now.
Wow.
I am a law enforcement officer, and me and my wife met in college, and we've been together ever since.
Wow, college days. So what was that like going from the beginning to now?
Well, of course, in the beginning, we're learning each other. And that's something that takes time to progress. Now, we've been through several things together. We have adult sons, so we went from raising our children until now, and we learned a lot about each other. And but it's something that continues to progress. As long as you're together, it's always progressing. There's always changes that come to you, and you just have to learn to maneuver through those changes as they come.
Thank you for answering that question. So what advice could you give to someone who is in college, they think they found the right one, but they're not sure?
Take your time. Don't rush into anything. Learn one another. I've always said, one thing I've always said is you can't change nobody. They have to change themselves. If you're with someone that you feel that you need to change, or you're not happy with who they are, then most likely it's not going to work. You have to love someone for who they are, and you have to take the time to spend with each other and to grow together.
What would you say to someone who is struggling with their relationship because they haven't figured out who they are personally?
It's hard to do anything if you don't know who you are. I used to tell my boys, as an athlete, I played several sports, but I had to figure out who I was in order to do the things I needed to do in those the events that I were in. I had to know myself. I had to learn the things that I could do, the things that I couldn't do. The same things with a relationship. You have to know who you are, and you have to, I guess you could say, you got certain standards that you have to set for yourself. That someone else that you're going to be with, they're going to have to know those standards that you have. And if they can't abide by those standards, there's no need in you wasting each other's time.
Okay. So what I hear you saying is that it is important to have those standards and you being able to effectively communicate that to the other person. Now, what happens if the other person doesn't respect what your expectations are?
If somebody don't respect your expectations, and then again, you have to have expectations that are attainable. You can't say you got to be this, you got to be that, of course, but you have to be able to adjust. But if someone is not willing to do anything or change, if you love someone and you seeing there's things that you are doing that's hurting them or affecting them, you want to make a change. If you love someone, you want to make changes that's going to affect that other person.
Y'all hear that? Did y'all hear what Mr. Theo said? It's important that you can't change anyone. They have to be willing to change. So you have to set the standard. But the standard starts with you and knowing who you are. What would you say to someone that's getting married? What advice would you give them?
Put God first. That's the key. That's been the key for me, to put Him first. And make Him the head of your household. And that's for me. I can't say that's for everyone,
right?
But that's for me. But like you said, you have to have some type of standard or goal that you want to obtain into something that you can stick with in order to grow together. And like I said, I can't say that's for everyone. But whatever you do, you have to do it together. You can't be on separate highways. You got to be on the same road to get to where you want to be. Because if you're both going in different directions, once again, that's something that's not going to work.
Not going to work. You hear that? So being in alignment, which is so important. And what about, those people who are thinking about getting divorced or separated, calling it quits?
Well, you need to take time to evaluate what you're doing. Why do you want to call it quits? What's going on with your mate? How do you think they feel? Or how do you feel about them? Is this something that you think you can work through? Or that you can take the time to try to work through? Talk to other people about it. See how they feel. Of course, you can't tell everybody everything all the time. That's something that you have to work through. You can't run to somebody every minute and say, this person is this person is that, and then they have a bias against your mate, and then there's something that's not going to work out. You have to be able to communicate with each other. If you feel this way, you need to communicate that with your partner, that, hey, I feel this way. I don't think we're working right now, and I don't know if we can work through this. And you have to talk about it and discuss it. And then at the end, if you both feel that way, then it may be time for you to part ways.
Okay. So one more question that I have, maybe two. What about, oh my gosh, I just lost my question. And my camera, it's like it want to go dead on me. Y'all see that? It's probably because we probably going to get to some more good things. But what I heard you talk about so many roles that you're wearing, that you're a dad, that you're a husband, you're a police officer, and probably some other roles as well. How did you keep a balance to all of those things?
Just it's always something that you have to do, and but you always have to keep in mind that the people that you're with at the time, you have to give them your full attention. When I'm at work, I give it my full attention. When I'm at home, I give my wife and my kids my full attention, and work it all out as one as it comes. There are many situations that you'll find yourself in that are taxing at times, but as long as you keep working at it, you'll get through it. So I've learned to keep work at work and home at home, even though it's on your mind sometimes. But you have to be focused on the test that you're having at hand.
Y'all hear that? So having that work-life balance. So, you know, a lot of times they say, check your feelings at the door, check your job at the door when you get home. Because when you're home, that's time for home, and being able to have that undivided attention to your household, which is going to be so important. Any final words, Mr. Theo?
Well, the most important thing is love. You have to love one another, care for one another, and be mindful of your partner and the things that they're doing. Like you said, you have work, you have your children, you have other family members, but in the end, it's all about love. You have to love one another, love the people that are around you, and know that you have a father that loves you and cares for you, and have that same feeling with whoever you're with.
Did y'all hear that? That was beautiful. So again, we want to thank Mr. Theo, and today our beautiful background, we are here in Nashville, Tennessee. So again, Marissa, CEO SG Mental Health Counseling. If you know of anyone that's looking for counseling or life coaching services, please visit our website at www.sgmentalhealthservices. In addition to follow us on our social media platforms, which is Instagram and Facebook, SG Mental Health Co. Y'all already know we on TikTok, and what? We are TikToking, so that's going to be SG Mental. And so again, remember, celebrate your win because you are worth celebrating.
Yeah, it's all about helping each other. Mental health for Black, Indigenous, people of color. It's time to normalize therapy. Feeling like you drown.